Hi, this is Bill from Molten Voltage, and I'm here today to show you how to use TEMPODE, our pedalboard MIDI clock generator. What's MIDI clock? Well, MIDI clock is a signal that can synchronize a whole bunch of different pedals that are time-based, like the timeline and the Mobius, the Eventide pitch factor, time factor, space reverb, the new H9, the EHX 8-step, and about 45 other pedals that can all pulse or oscillate or repeat or whatever the thing is that they do that's time-based. This will sync them all up so you have one button on your pedal board to tap in a tempo for everything. The first thing you need to do is connect TEMPODE to your other pedals. The way you do that is you use a MIDI cable and connect it to the MIDI out of TEMPODE and put that to the MIDI in of the next pedal. Then you take a cable from the MIDI through, which is a jack that repeats whatever comes at the in and just sends it back out. So you take a cable out of the MIDI through on that pedal, send it to the MIDI in on the next pedal, then from the MIDI through on that pedal to the MIDI in on the next pedal. So you just daisy chain one pedal to the next. Then all the information that comes out of here gets transmitted to every pedal in the series. Most pedals that use MIDI clock can automatically sync to it, like the Strymon pedals and the EHX pedal. On the Eventide pedal, you have to go into the menu and turn on MIDI clock receive. We have a tutorial that shows you how to do that, but it's real straightforward and it's in the instructions. So once you get them all set up, you press your start button and you'll see this tap LED over here will start flashing in time with this one, and then these sequencer lights that are at the top of the 8-step will start pulsing across in series, and the Eventide will start when it does the pitch shift. You'll hear it that it's happening in time with this as well. So let me pick up my guitar and show you what I'm talking about. So see, the lights going across the top of the 8-step are flashing in time with this. This tap LED is flashing in time, and this one doesn't have any kind of indicator light, but you'll hear that it's going in time with the clock signal coming off of TEMPODE. Now, if you want to speed up the tempo, you just tap in a fresh one over here and see the lights are going across in time with this, and this sped up. So that's what TEMPODE does. It synchronizes all different pedals that can use MIDI clock. The other thing about TEMPODE is you can use it as a standalone MIDI clock generator like this. You can just buy it, put it on your pedal board, and sync up all your pedals that can use MIDI clock. But if you already have another MIDI controller like the Voodoo Lab Ground Control or the Rocktron MIDI Raider, none of those send out MIDI clock. So you can use this in series with it. So what you do is you would connect the output of your MIDI controller, your Voodoo Lab or whatever, run it into the MIDI in on TEMPODE, and then send a program change, and then TEMPODE will pass through all the information that comes from that other MIDI controller and then add the clock to it. It'll merge it together and then send out all that information. So I have another MIDI controller connected to TEMPODE right now, so you'll see when I change the program, you'll see the program change over here on the timeline and over here on the pitch factor. So now it's switched over to a different program. So that's all there is to it. You just press the start button to start sending MIDI clock, press it again to stop, tap this 2 times, and whatever the time is between the last 2 taps, that's what your tempo is going to be. When you're running it in between another MIDI controller and your pedals, then TEMPODE will also recall whatever the stored tempo is. You can store the tempo for each program, and the way you do that is you just hold down the tap button until it turns solid yellow, and then watch when I release. Ding, ding, ding. Tells you that you've stored the tempo. So now whenever I recall that program, that's what the tempo is going to be. And that's really all there is to it. There's lots more information over on our website, so head over to moltenvoltage.com or send me an email if you have questions at questions@moltenvoltage.com. If you're into MIDI pedalboard gear, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have lots more tutorials and we have a ton more gear that we're making videos for. Thanks a lot.